Hello folks, thank you all so very much for joining me today. For today's video we're going to be playing some Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. And there's actually a reason why I picked this, because it's been a long time since I've done a video on this channel. And I decided that for my first few videos I would cover fighting games, which are my absolute favorite genre. I could gush for hours on how much I love fighting games. But, everyone talks about, like, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, the Versus series, Smash Brothers, Tekken, and not a lot of people really talk about Killer Instinct. And when they do, they either talk about the Super Nintendo or arcade versions, or the new one. And I've never heard anyone really talk about the Game Boy version, which, I would actually go as far as saying it is the best fighting game on the Game Boy. And originally that was what I was wanting to do, was a whole video just on like Game Boy fighting games. But then I realized that I only have Killer Instinct, Street Fighter 2, and Mortal Kombat 3, and it wouldn't be a very entertaining video because the only thing I can really say is that 2 are good and 1 sucks balls. So, I am planning on reviewing this at some point. For the review, I'm mostly recording this just for the review. So I'm sort of going off the cuff like I usually do. Not really focusing on being good at the game, but just sort of getting some footage. And you're probably going to hear a lot of clicking. Particularly from the button. Wow, how the fuck do I play this? And here I am trying to like figure out Killer Instinct. But it's weird that this isn't really talked about that often. I suppose it's because the Game Boy isn't really known for its fighting games. But I think if you have to play a fighting game on the Game Boy, this should definitely be it. Even if it is a little weird, it does actually feel like a piss poor Killer Instinct. I'll give it that much. But it does have the combos and everything that people love about Killer Instinct. But it's also Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. And yeah, you saw there, it gave me a chance to do one of the finishing moves on him. And they are all in here, actually. I think there might be some exclusive ones that aren't in the other versions, but I can't do them. I can't even do them in the Super Nintendo. So, yeah, this is probably like picking up the actual audio from the game, so I'm just gonna like, I don't want to hear the audio coming out of my laptop speakers. So yeah, the thing that you'll notice about this game almost immediately is it does actually have the speed of Killer Instinct. And that's something I greatly appreciate. Because it doesn't just feel like... It still feels like Killer Instinct. Like, no matter what, it has that feel, it has that flow, and it still feels like the spirit of the original game is there. Even though it's all in like a piss poor sepia tone. The visuals, I will say, are not very good. They're definitely like one of the game's weak points. But again, I'm looking at this on a flat screen TV, and yeah. So Looking at this on a Game Boy is actually fine. I've played this on a Game Boy a couple times, and it looks fine. It looks like a Game Boy game. Meanwhile, if you play it on, if you play it on a TV, it's not quite so good. It shows its age, and it shows that it's obviously a Game Boy game. But one thing that I am actually really impressed with is the music. I actually feel like they got it was Robert Beanland, I believe, that did the music, and now you're actually seeing an Ultra Combo, which I think is very impressive that they kept them in the game. I feel like when you're converting something from the Super Nintendo to the Game Boy, there's a lot of times where they could just cut corners. Like in Mortal Kombat 3, half the fatalities are gone, there's no combos. And it's just this clunky mess. And here I am trying to actually figure out how to play fucking Killer Instinct again. I used to not be terrible at Killer Instinct. Now I'm just kind of, in my defense, I'm not terrible at Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. I'm just terrible at Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. You would imagine they would control it about the same, but the timing is slightly off. Oh, shit. But, yeah, no, I am actually quite impressed with this port. It's very fluid. It plays surprisingly well. I think if I had to play this on the bus, I would be more than satisfied. I actually have, while preparing to review it, I was actually sitting there at work on break playing it, and I even had coworkers come up to me and be like, well, what are you playing? I'm like, oh, it's Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. And they're like, wait, what? They made Killer Instinct for the Game Boy? And the fact that everyone I work with knows what Killer Instinct is actually kind of impressive. Well, not everyone, but everyone that matters. Yeah, it's one of the more niche and not so talked about franchises in all the fighting games, which I think is kind of, I don't know, kind of sad. I think it's because mostly it was exclusive to Nintendo, and then there was the whole Microsoft being bought out by, Rare being bought out by Microsoft. I'm sorry, it's late. It's 12:32 actually at the time of recording this. Trying to figure out all of Saberwolf's moves. He's not quite so mindless to play as his Orchid. I actually find that Orchid is probably my favorite character to play as, just because all of her specials seem to go into each other really well. You can tell that it's still it is still suffering from a little bit of slowdown. It's not incredibly fast. You're not going to get the exact same speed as the Super Nintendo version, but oh shit! I thought I almost had an Ultra Combo there. This might actually be the furthest I've made it in the in arcade mode, at least on the Game Boy version. So yeah, I was deciding of doing just a month where I talk about fighting games, my favorite ones, Maybe I might get Matt or Live in on a video, and if he's game for it, you know, it's all up to him. I am always up for him being on my channel, despite having not really done any videos lately. Which is weird, because, like, there's been so much that's been going on, and I've just been I've been ignoring it for the most part. It's just, you know, it's been that and work, so it's been difficult to get videos done. Oh, shit. Oh, I've got one more health bar. Bitch. But yeah, first the idea was to just do like videos on like some of the Game Boy fighting games, but then I wouldn't have a lot to talk about, so I just want to talk about the ones that don't get a lot of focus, primarily from the typical fighting game community. Like, I know Killer Instinct has its own community, and one of the games that I wanted to do, I actually can't do now, because now it's got an actual, like, solid fighting game community, and that's Dragon Ball Z. I can't do any of the Dragon Ball Z games now because they've got too much of a community. I mean, I could do the Super Nintendo ones, but I think if I just avoid that for a little while, let fighters die off like every other Arc System games does. I'm always trying to, like... See, the thing I always hated in Killer Instinct was how awkward some of the moves are. Oh, shit. But yeah, they surprisingly... there's very little sacrifice in this version of the game. Controls are fine. It's 2 buttons. You have a punch and a kick. Back is block. All that stuff. The only major cuts they made... that's cuts with a K, by the way, not a C, spell it right, where, not Spinal, Spinal's right there. Still can't play as, and worse shit, but actually, you know what, hell with it, I'm gonna play as a character I can't even play as on the Super Nintendo version. Was, Cinder and Riptor. Yeah, if anyone can play Spinal, they have my immediate respect, because he is a nightmare to play as. I always had so much difficulty playing as him. And I could never get his, like, absorption thing where he gets, like, uses his shield to absorb attacks to work. And I think he's the character that got the shaft the most, from, like, the graphical downgrade, because he don't look good at all. I mean, Orchid's looking pretty good down there. She looks like she's just, you know, relaxing, having the time of her life, you know, doing things that a girl typically does on a Saturday night, like, look up at a skeleton Viking who is angrily shaking his sword at a robot doing a Shoryuken. You know, typical Saturday night girl stuff. I will out-M-Bison you. You think you can out-M-Bison me? I like to imagine that, you know... I don't know what I like to imagine sometimes. I'm just gonna keep mashing that. The old razzle dazzle. Oh my god, that was too amusing. Far too amusing. Ooh, Fulgore. I almost said Kilgore. Kilgore is in the new one. Yeah, it's I deserve that. Oh shit, I actually beat him. I mean, I won that round. I always thought that was like really cool as a kid, that instead of like fading to black and fighters just reset, you actually you have different multiple health bars. I think that's part of what got me so used to like the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, was that you have different health bars instead of it being like a round-based system. Oh shit. Yeah, Fulgore is usually a bit of a hassle to fight. Even on the Super Nintendo version, he's a bitch. So, thankfully, I'm pretty sure there's unlimited continues in this. So we're gonna go back to my main gal. Good old Orchid. Actually, weirdly enough, do not have the new Killer Instinct. Even though I'm a huge fan of the series, it's just I don't have an Xbox One. And I don't know if I plan on getting one anytime soon. At the moment, it's like I just bought a Switch, so like that's been more of a priority for me. Oh shit. Oh, this motherfucker is so goddamn annoying. You can do that shit on Wake Up? I fucking hate that. Starting to get a little frustrated here. I absolutely hate how in like Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super Nintendo, and I know like this seems kind of unrelated, it's not. If an enemy has you beat, they will almost never use their fatality on you on like the lower difficulties. It's just like no, finish me, fucking finish me, because that game is actually quite difficult even on easy. And actually, like, I have to, like, cheese my way through that game. And it's just, like, it's so frustrating. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Why are you opening up Microsoft Edge? Ow, the Edge. That was weird. It just suddenly opened up. It actually distracted me and nearly got me killed. Oh my god. He had like a gnat's dick left of health. Oh my god, this guy is so fucking annoying. And here comes an ultra combo. I mean, at least I go out with a bang. I'm gonna try one more time, and if I can't beat him, then I'll call it quits for now. I I think is it Gargos or Idol that's the end boss of the first game. I think it's Idol. Gargos, I think, is the second one. I'm just gonna mash. Oh my god. Oh shit. See that fucking Shoryuken. Oh my god. Like, I get that, like, that's what it's there for. Oh, hey, I guess you guys get to see a fatality, too. Oh my god, this game is... It's a lot of fun, it really is. But, oh my god, is it hard? You know what, I think I need one more try. Just because... I feel like maybe I can beat him eventually. Maybe if I play as him. Yeah, I think he's the character that made the transition the best. I don't even know how to play as him. And in Killer Instinct, like, if you can't do combos, you're not going to do well. So, and he's got that teleport too. Oh my god, I always forget about that. Oh, he can do that shit in the air too. Oh my god, that's actually kind of badass. So you can do that shit, like... Why am I still jumping into his moves? I jumped into like 3 Shoryukens almost. I always forget that he can do that on Wake Up too. Oh my god, and you know what the worst part is like, I should be like, I want to just like stop because I don't want the video to run on too long, but at the same time I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to give up, I just want to, I want to beat him. I don't even care if I beat, Idol, I just want to beat Fulgore. I hate that he teleports like mid-combo. Yes, now you have me cornered. Oh my god, he's so frustrating. So very frustrating. Oh my god. I don't want to quit. I want to keep going. I just want to... I have to be careful that I don't get too close when I jump in, because he will just like nail me with that Shoryuken. Oh my god. Oh my god, I just want to rip my hair out. Oh my god. What the fuck do you mean, why? Because I'm playing Killer Instinct on fucking Game Boy, when I could be playing it on Super Nintendo. Wow, that was entirely off its mark. I might even have to go like full James Rolfe on this. Like, I don't think it's quite like worthy of an AVGN episode. But, it's getting on my nerves. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god, I actually beat him. I could turn the game off right now and I would be satisfied. Oh my god. The fuck is that? Oh my god, I don't even care anymore. And yeah, if you hit idle, just normally, I'm pretty sure he doesn't even flinch. Yeah, you have to do it all with combos, I'm pretty sure. And I had a hard enough time with Fulgore, so I might just like say nuts to it. Oh, never mind. He seems to be... He seems to be losing health pretty steadily. He bleeds. We can kill him. This giant two-headed beast with a club runs at you and just stops and just pokes you. That is... Oh, that's funny. That is some funny fucking shit. Oh my god, that was... Another thing I don't really like about Killer Instinct is that there's always like a pause after you block. Street Fighter doesn't really have that. It just sort of like it keeps the flow going. Mortal Kombat's also like really bad for that too. Like you stop in midair and it leaves you vulnerable for far too long. I think Street Fighter does it best by just having it. It keeps going, or it just like stops altogether. I'd say that's probably why Street Fighter has lasted as long as it has, is because unlike other fighting games, while it does try to make itself more accessible each game, it also makes it so that it's not only still familiar to the old players, but that it maintains its flow. I think that's what keeps people not just coming back to each game, but starting with each game. I didn't really take Street Fighter serious until maybe the fourth game, and I really like 4. I'm not like, you know, super competitive at it. I'm decent. I wouldn't say I'm really good. Oh my god, he's healing. I forgot he did that. I didn't really play online a whole lot, but I wasn't the absolute worst player. I've seen DSP play. He's fucking atrocious. But knows that, and then I eventually got into 3. I'm still sort of trying to get a hold of 3. 3 is kind of a tricky game to really grasp. I wasn't even holding back there. Fighting games, the only time where holding back actually has an offensive purpose. Oh, hey. Yeah, I always forget that they actually didn't skimp out on like the combo breakers or anything. This actually is a really impressive game. I think I've been playing for far too long. I might actually have to call it quits even if I don't win. Yeah. Just because nobody wants to watch a guy play Killer Instinct on Game Boy for 33 minutes. So I think I will actually call it quits here. Because I think I've definitely played enough. You know what? I'll try one more time. And if I don't win, then I will definitely turn it off. Because I've got other games to record. And so, yeah. This is going well already. Right out the gate. It's like, yep. Fucking hate that shit. He blocks like so quickly. And that's something I actually like about Mortal Kombat, is that the block button has a bit of a delay to it. At least in X it does. In the old games it really doesn't. Like, blocking in the old games is fucking broken. Oh my god, I'm so not winning this. Maybe if I changed up my strategy. At least he hit me with it this time. Last time he was just like running at me and a small little punch. No, I think that's it for now. I think I'm done with Killer Instinct on the Game Boy. But yeah, that's Killer Instinct on Game Boy. What difficulty did I have that on? I had that on normal. And yeah, you can, there are options. You can control like the lighting of the screen. Obviously, that's just for when you're playing on an actual Game Boy. There's actually something really cool about this though, and it's that if you're playing on a Super Game Boy and you have 2 controllers, you can actually play with 2 players. So there is that. It does have link cable functionality, and it is one of the many fighting games you can play on the Super Nintendo with 2 players. So that's a neat little bonus. But yeah, that's Killer Instinct on Game Boy. I think the words to use would be the best that Rare could do. It is not a great fighting game, but I suppose if you had to be playing it on the bus, that would be the way to go. Besides, it is still to this day the definitive way to play Killer Instinct on the go. So, I mean, legally, Unless you have a laptop, then play the new one on the go.